My dear friend, there are moments in life when the universe begins to move in ways you cannot yet see. A quiet rearranging, a spiritual alignment, a divine shifting of energy preparing to bring something extraordinary into your life. Today, I want you to open your heart, soften your mind, and allow yourself to believe an overflow is coming. Overflow in love, in peace, in opportunities, in abundance, in clarity, and in healing. You are stepping into a season where what once felt blocked will begin to flow with grace. A divine shift always begins from a quiet, gentle place deep within you. Long before anything changes in your outer world, something sacred begins moving in your inner world. You may not fully understand it at first, but you can feel it. An urge to grow, a desire to evolve, a longing to rise beyond who you used to be. This inner movement is the first sign that the universe is preparing you for something greater, something more aligned with your true self. A shift does not begin with loudness or chaos. It begins with a whisper, a soft and subtle knowing that your life can no longer remain the same. You start feeling disconnected from old patterns that once felt comfortable. Habits that used to satisfy you suddenly feel heavy. People you once tolerated begin to drain your energy. Conversations that once entertained you now feel shallow. You may not know exactly what is happening, but you can sense that you are outgrowing your old reality. This is not a sign of confusion, it is a sign of evolution. Your soul is shedding what it no longer resonates with. You are becoming attuned to a higher vibration, a higher truth, a higher possibility for your life. This is where the divine shift truly begins. As this shift unfolds, you might notice moments of discomfort. Growth often brings a gentle pulling away from what once defined you. There may be days when you question everything, your past choices, your relationships, your purpose, your direction. These moments are not setbacks, they are awakenings. The divine shift is clearing away the internal clutter that has kept you small, hidden, or unsure. It is making space for clarity. It is making room for abundance. It is preparing your heart to receive what is coming next. You may also begin to feel more sensitive to energy. Things that once felt acceptable now feel misaligned. You become more aware of what drains you and what uplifts you. You begin choosing peace over drama, truth over illusion, and growth over comfort. This is an important part of the shift. Your spirit is raising its standards. You intuitively begin to protect your inner world, because you can feel something new being born inside you. And you know that what is emerging requires your full presence, your openness, and your intentional care. During this shift, your intuition becomes stronger. You feel guided in ways that don't always make logical sense, yet they feel undeniably right. You may feel pulled toward new environments, new ideas, new practices, or new ways of thinking. These nudges are not random. They are the universe guiding you toward alignment. Every new thought that excites you, every new belief that empowers you, every new desire that feels expansive, these are signals of the divine shift unfolding. You are being led toward a life that mirrors your inner truth. But the most beautiful part of a divine shift is the way your relationship with yourself begins to change. You start speaking to yourself with more kindness. You begin acknowledging your own worth. You start seeing your potential instead of your limitations. You become more patient with yourself, more forgiving of your past, and more hopeful about your future. This inner softening is not weakness, it is strength. It is you reconnecting with your higher self, the part of you that knows you are deserving of love, abundance, healing, and overflow. As this inner shift continues, you may experience moments of deep clarity. Old fears lose their power. Old doubts become quieter. You begin trusting yourself more. You begin trusting the universe more. You begin trusting the process more. You realize that everything you have lived through has been shaping you, preparing you, strengthening you for this very moment. This realization opens the door to an entirely new way of living, one guided by faith, not fear, by intuition, not doubt, by love, not scarcity. A divine shift is not something you must force. It unfolds naturally, gracefully, and intentionally. The more you allow it, the more powerful it becomes. Your willingness to let go, to receive, to trust, and to evolve is what accelerates the shift. The universe simply responds to your readiness. When you choose to release old stories, new blessings rush in. When you choose to release resistance, new opportunities open up. When you choose to align with your true self, your life begins to expand in ways you once believed were impossible. And so the shift continues, quietly transforming you from the inside out. You may not see it instantly, but you will feel it. You will notice your spirit rising. You will notice your strength growing. You will notice new doors opening. A divine shift always begins within you, and once it begins, nothing in your life will stay the same. You are being prepared for overflow, for abundance, for blessings that match the new person you are becoming. You are stepping into a new season of your life, guided by grace, supported by the universe, and aligned with your highest truth. The shift is already happening. Trust it, allow it, and know that it is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. The universe has a gentle but powerful way of removing what no longer belongs in your life, not as punishment, not as loss, but as protection, as preparation, as alignment. When you enter a new chapter of growth, you cannot carry old weights, old energies, or old relationships that were only meant to serve a temporary purpose. So the universe begins to clear your path piece by piece, moment by moment, sometimes softly and sometimes abruptly. And even though these removals can feel painful or confusing, they are always acts of love. They are always a part of the divine shift, preparing you for something better. At first, you may not understand why certain people start distancing themselves. Conversations become less frequent. Connections fade. And relationships that once felt solid suddenly feel fragile. But the universe never removes someone unless their energy is no longer aligned with your growth. Perhaps they were tied to an old version of you, one you are no longer meant to be. Perhaps their presence would block the blessings coming toward you, or maybe the lesson they were meant to teach you has been completed. Whatever the reason, their departure is not rejection, it is redirection. It is the universe saying, this part of your story is complete. Make room for what comes next. You may also notice situations dissolving in ways you did not expect. Opportunities you once thought were meant for you fall through. Plans you clung to begin breaking apart. Paths you once walked feel suddenly closed. This too is divine intervention. The universe is removing you from places that cannot support your expansion. It is ensuring you do not waste your time, your energy, or your spirit on environments that would keep you small. You outgrew them the moment your inner shift began. So even when it feels like your world is shrinking, it is actually being refined. You are not losing direction. You are being guided toward the right one. Old habits and patterns will also fall away during this process. Behaviors you once accepted suddenly feel heavy. Choices you used to make no longer resonate with who you are becoming. You feel tired of repeating cycles that drain you. This is the universe nudging you gently, saying, you are ready for more. You deserve better. Release this. And once you honor that inner voice, you start breaking free from the emotional loops that kept you stuck. You begin choosing differently, thinking differently, responding differently. You begin living from a place of higher awareness. This is how the universe prepares you for the abundance ahead, by removing the patterns that blocked it. Sometimes the removal feels sudden, almost disruptive. A friendship ends abruptly. A job comes to a surprising close. A chapter that you thought would last longer ends without warning. When this happens, your mind may try to cling on to what was lost, seeking answers. But the universe sees what you cannot yet see. It knows when something or someone has reached their expiration in your journey. It knows when a door must close so a greater one can open. Sudden endings are often your highest protection. They are divine speed, clearing what cannot go with you into your next season. One of the most profound removals happens internally. The universe begins to strip away old beliefs, old fears, old stories you once carried about yourself. You may suddenly feel the urge to stop repeating thoughts that belittle you. You may feel a natural resistance toward any belief that makes you feel unworthy or incapable. This is the universe cleansing your mind, purifying your energy, preparing your heart. You may not even realize how much you have shifted until you look back and notice that certain insecurities and doubts no longer have the same hold on you. You become lighter because the universe is clearing the weight of who you never truly were. The more the universe removes, the more space is created. Space for clarity, space for love, space for abundance, space for opportunities that match your new frequency. The removal process may feel like emptiness at first, but emptiness is not the end, it is the beginning. Every space cleared is an invitation for overflow. Every person who leaves makes room for someone who truly sees you. Every door that closes redirects you toward one that will lift your spirit, not drain it. And something beautiful happens once you stop resisting the removals. You begin to trust their purpose. You begin to see the subtle ways the universe has been protecting you all along. You realize that the things you lost were not losses. They were release points. They were energetic cleanings. They were divine rearrangements, opening space for miracles you didn't even know were coming. You stop asking, why did this leave my life? And instead begin understanding it left because something greater is on its way. The universe never takes without giving. It never removes without replacing. It never creates emptiness without preparing overflow. The key is to allow the process, to trust the clearing, to honor the endings. Because every removal is a sign that the universe is preparing you for the life you are meant to step into. It is clearing the path so nothing can block your blessings. It is making room so abundance can flow freely. It is aligning every part of your life with the truth of who you are becoming. What no longer belongs must go, not to hurt you, but to heal you, not to break you, but to prepare you, not to empty your life, but to fill it with what was meant for you all along. The universe removes only to replace, and what is coming will make you grateful for everything that left. There are moments in life when everything becomes unusually quiet. Nothing seems to move, nothing seems to change. Doors that you were waiting to open remain closed, and the path ahead feels still, calm, and almost empty. You may wonder if you are stuck, if you've been forgotten, or if you've fallen behind. But the truth is far more beautiful. When life feels still, something powerful is forming behind the scenes. Stillness is not a punishment. It is preparation. It is the universe aligning the pieces of your life with perfect timing. Stillness often arrives right after you have grown in ways you may not yet fully understand. You've shed old beliefs, released familiar patterns, outgrown old identities. You've expanded your spirit, and now life must reorganize itself around the new version of you. What looks like a pause is really a recalibration. The universe is adjusting, shifting, preparing to deliver what matches the frequency you've stepped into. You are not being delayed, you are being aligned. During these quiet periods, your mind may feel restless. You may ask, why isn't anything happening? Why isn't my manifestation here yet? But stillness is the universe's way of ensuring that what is coming arrives in perfect form at the exact right moment. If the blessing came too soon, you wouldn't be ready. If it came too late, you would have lost faith. The stillness ensures everything arrives precisely when it will benefit you the most. This stillness is also a space for integration. When you grow quickly, your spirit needs time to catch up with your new identity. Your nervous system needs space to adjust to the higher energy you're stepping into. Your mind needs a moment to release old fears and anchor into new truths. Without integration, you would slide back into old patterns. The stillness protects your transformation. It holds you gently as you absorb the wisdom you've gained. Life may feel slow, but your spirit is busy. You are strengthening your intuition, softening your heart, and grounding yourself in deeper faith. This is the season where you learn patience, not the kind that is forced, but the kind that comes from trust. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust that nothing is ever wasted. Trust that the stillness is shaping you into the person who can receive and sustain the blessings you've asked for. You may feel alone, but you are not. The universe is closest to you in the quiet. It is speaking in subtle ways, a moment of peace, a sudden insight, a gentle nudge, a new idea, an unexpected feeling of comfort. These small whispers are guidance. They are reminders that you are being held, supported, and guided. Even when you hear nothing, something is working on your behalf. Stillness also invites you to listen. When life is loud and busy, it's easy to drown out your intuition. But when everything becomes quiet, you finally hear the truth within you. You begin to sense what you truly want, what you truly need, and what truly matters. You discover desires you had ignored and dreams you thought you were not worthy of. Stillness brings clarity that noise could never reveal. It is in this quiet season that you learn how powerful you really are, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are becoming. You learn to trust yourself more deeply. You learn to stand strong without external validation. You learn that your worth is not measured by productivity or progress. You learn that your energy is your greatest currency, your peace is your greatest wealth, and your alignment is your greatest power. While it may feel like nothing is happening, the truth is that everything is happening. Behind the scenes, the universe is rearranging circumstances, shifting relationships, opening future opportunities, and guiding you toward people and places that will elevate your journey. You cannot see it yet, but it is unfolding. Just because the seed is underground does not mean it isn't growing. Stillness is the soil in which your next chapter takes root. And then, without warning, something shifts. Doors begin to open. Opportunities appear. The right people come into your life with ease. What you once chased now finds you. What felt stuck suddenly flows. This is the moment the stillness was preparing you for, the moment everything comes together in ways that feel natural, synchronistic, and divinely guided. When life feels still, remember this: the universe is not ignoring you. It is orchestrating something greater than you can imagine. The silence is not empty, it is full of movement. The pause is not the end, it is the preparation for a powerful beginning. Trust the stillness. Something meaningful, beautiful, and transformative is forming for you, and when it arrives, you will understand why you needed this quiet season, why nothing happened, so everything could happen exactly right. Overflow does not come through pressure, force, or struggle. It comes when you release resistance, when you stop fighting life, stop clinging to fear, and stop trying to control every detail. Resistance is the invisible wall between you and the blessings already trying to reach you. It shows up as doubt, fear, tension, worry, or the belief that you must earn, chase, or prove your worth. But the moment you loosen your grip, the moment you soften your energy and allow things to unfold, the flow begins. What you've been praying for, visualizing, and affirming starts moving toward you the second you step out of the way. Resistance often builds quietly. You may not realize you're holding on so tightly. You may be repeating affirmations while simultaneously carrying fear in your body. You may desire abundance, but still believe you have to struggle for it. You may want love, but still feel unworthy of receiving it. You may ask for a breakthrough, yet cling to the comfort of what you already know. This inner push and pull blocks the overflow. The universe cannot deliver what you are energetically resisting, even if you consciously desire it. Releasing resistance begins with the simple act of acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means softening. It means allowing the present moment to be exactly what it is without labeling it as wrong or broken. When you stop fighting your reality, you stop creating energetic tension. Your mind relaxes, your heart opens, your energy becomes receptive again. This is when overflow begins, when you shift from controlling to allowing. Allowing is a powerful state. It is the opposite of forcing. When you allow, you create space for miracles. You create space for answers. You create space for solutions that you could not have found on your own. When you allow, you send a message to the universe that you trust the process, even if you do not yet understand it, and the universe always responds to trust with expansion. Fear tightens, trust opens, worry blocks, gratitude receives, doubt slows, surrender accelerates. Every time you choose trust over fear, you dissolve resistance. Every time you choose gratitude over stress, you open the door to overflow. Every time you choose peace over panic, you step into the flow of abundance that has always been meant for you. One of the most powerful ways to release resistance is to relax your attachment to the outcome. Many people unknowingly block their blessings by focusing too intensely on how and when their manifestation must arrive. They obsess over timing, try to micromanage the details, and expect the universe to deliver according to their schedule. But manifestation doesn't work through pressure. It works through alignment. The more you cling, the more tense your energy becomes. And tension is resistance. When you stop chasing the manifestation and begin becoming the version of you who already has it, everything shifts. You no longer act from desperation or fear. You act from knowing, from faith. Your energy becomes a magnet because you are no longer vibrating with lack. Instead, you are vibrating with certainty. This is the frequency of overflow. Another powerful part of releasing resistance is healing your relationship with deserving. Many people resist abundance because they secretly don't believe they deserve it. This creates an energetic conflict. You want overflow, but you don't feel worthy of receiving it. Worthiness is the foundation of manifestation. When you begin to affirm your value, when you start treating yourself with kindness, when you speak to yourself with love, resistance melts away. You cannot attract more than you believe you deserve, so as your self-worth rises, your blessings rise too. Releasing resistance also means letting go of old stories. Stories that say life is hard, money is rare, people cannot be trusted, love always ends, or success is for others. These stories create energetic blocks. They keep you aligned with your past instead of your future. But when you decide to rewrite your inner narrative, you step into a new frequency. You step into flow. You step into overflow. And then something beautiful begins to happen. You stop forcing and start receiving. You stop worrying and start trusting. You stop doubting and start expecting good things. Overflow is a natural result of inner alignment. When you release resistance, blessings don't trickle in, they rush in. Opportunities find you. People support you. Money flows with ease. Love arrives effortlessly. Solutions appear without strain. The universe responds to the openness you create. Overflow comes not because you push harder, but because you finally allow what was always yours. It comes when your mind is peaceful, your heart is open, and your energy is soft. It comes when you relax into the truth that life is on your side. You are not meant to struggle for every blessing. You are meant to receive with grace. The more you release resistance, the more your life begins to overflow with everything you once thought was out of reach. Your worthiness is not something you earn. It is something you remember. It is the truth that has lived within you since the moment you arrived in this world. Yet throughout life, layers of doubt, fear, comparison, and criticism can bury that truth. You start believing you are only worthy if you achieve enough, give enough, succeed enough, or become someone different from who you are. But the universe does not respond to those conditions. The universe responds to the energy of knowing you deserve good things simply because you exist. Your worthiness is the key that opens the door to everything you have been asking for. When you believe you are unworthy, you close the door without even realizing it. You may pray for abundance and then doubt your right to receive it. You may desire love but secretly feel undeserving of it. You may dream of a better life yet sabotage it with the thought, "Who am I to have this?" These beliefs create energetic barriers that keep blessings at a distance. Not because the universe is withholding from you, but because you are withholding from yourself. Your internal beliefs always shape what you allow into your life. The moment you begin to honor your worthiness, everything shifts. You stop settling for less. You stop chasing situations that drain you. You stop tolerating relationships that diminish your value. You begin walking away from what does not align with your truth. And with every boundary you set, every affirmation you speak, every moment you choose yourself, you open the door wider. The universe mirrors your internal transformation by sending experiences that match your newfound sense of value. Worthiness is not loud or boastful. It is quiet confidence. It is the inner knowing that says good things are meant for me. It is the belief that you belong in rooms you once felt intimidated by. It is the certainty that love, abundance, peace, and opportunities are your natural birthright. When you stand in that knowing, you stop begging for blessings and start attracting them. You stop seeking permission and start embodying your truth. You stop questioning your value and start living as if you already possess everything you desire. One of the greatest shifts happens in the way you treat yourself. The more worthy you feel, the more love you give to your own heart. You choose gentleness instead of criticism. You choose nourishment over neglect. You become patient with your growth and forgiving with your mistakes. This inner kindness softens your energy. And when your energy softens, life begins to flow. You no longer operate from fear or scarcity. You move from a place of abundance, trust, and openness. This is the energy that attracts miracles. Believing in your worthiness also means releasing the stories that once convinced you otherwise. The voices from your past, the painful memories, the opinions of others, they do not define you. They may have shaped how you saw yourself, but they are not who you are. Your worthiness is not determined by how someone treated you. It is not determined by your past mistakes or your darkest moments. Worthiness is intrinsic. It lives beneath every wound, every scar, every setback. And the moment you reclaim it, your entire reality begins to rise to meet you. As your worthiness expands, so does your capacity to receive. Many people block their blessings because receiving feels uncomfortable. They are used to giving, sacrificing, or proving their value through effort. But worthiness teaches you how to open your hands and accept what is meant for you without guilt or fear. When you receive with ease, you send a message to the universe that you trust the goodness coming your way, and the universe responds with more. Your worthiness also influences your decisions. When you see yourself as valuable, you choose opportunities that honor your talents. You choose relationships that uplift your spirit. You choose environments that support your growth. And because of those choices, you naturally align with abundance. Life meets you at the level of your self-worth. Eventually, you realize that worthiness is the foundation of manifestation. It is not visualization alone that creates your reality. It is believing you deserve what you visualize. It is not affirmations alone that create change. It is feeling worthy of what you affirm. Everything begins with the energy you carry about yourself. You are not here to beg for love, chase validation, or settle for scraps. You are not here to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are not here to question your right to be blessed, supported, or loved. You are here to receive fully, to expand boldly, to step into the life that has been waiting for you. Your worthiness opens the door. The moment you declare, I deserve abundance, abundance finds you. The moment you claim, I deserve peace, peace surrounds you. The moment you affirm, I am worthy, the universe rearranges itself to reflect that truth. Everything you desire is already on the other side of believing in your worth. And once you claim it deeply, wholeheartedly, unapologetically, the door does not just open, it stays open forever. A divine overflow does not arrive through strain, exhaustion, or constant pushing. It comes through alignment, through the harmony between your thoughts, your beliefs, your energy, and your desires. Many people spend years trying to force life into place, believing that the harder they work and the more they struggle, the more worthy they become of blessings. But the universe does not respond to pressure. It responds to alignment. The deepest kind of abundance flows effortlessly when your inner world matches the life you are asking for. Effort alone can only take you so far. You can work tirelessly, chase opportunities, push yourself beyond your limits, and still feel like nothing moves. This is because manifestation does not begin with action. It begins with energy. Action is important, but aligned action is what opens doors. When your energy is clear, your thoughts are supportive, and your beliefs are in harmony with your desires, the path becomes smooth. Solutions appear naturally. Opportunities find you without struggle. You no longer force outcomes, you allow them. Alignment means you are not acting from fear, but from trust. You are not acting from desperation, but from a sense of inner certainty. You move because you feel guided, not pressured. You make decisions with clarity, not panic. You open your heart, not because you are afraid of missing out, but because you know the universe is preparing something beautiful for you. Alignment creates a magnetic field around your life. What you seek begins seeking you. It is easy to mistake busyness for progress. You may fill your days with effort, pushing and striving, believing that more force equals more results. But when your energy is misaligned, when your thoughts contradict your desires, when your beliefs limit what you expect, your effort becomes heavy. You find yourself exhausted, burned out, and overwhelmed. This exhaustion is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of misalignment. The universe is whispering, you are working too hard for something meant to come easily. Divine overflow is not earned, it is received. It comes when you shift from doing to being, from forcing outcomes to becoming the version of yourself who naturally attracts them. This shift happens internally. It begins with releasing the limiting beliefs that tell you abundance is difficult, rare, or unreachable. It begins with choosing thoughts that support your expansion. It begins with trusting that you deserve the blessings you desire. When you are aligned, you stop chasing what is already meant for you. You stop gripping tightly to timelines and expectations. You stop trying to make things happen before their season. Instead, you step into a gentle rhythm, one that honors your intuition, your energy, and your inner knowing. In this rhythm, overflow becomes natural. You are no longer pushing upstream, you are flowing with the current that is guiding you. Alignment also means letting go of what does not match your frequency. This can include relationships, environments, habits, and patterns that drain your spirit. You begin to feel the difference between what expands you and what contracts you. And as you release what weighs you down, you make space for what lifts you higher. The universe fills the space you clear. Every release brings you closer to the overflow waiting for you. The more you align with your true self, the more life responds. When your thoughts are peaceful, your energy is light, and your beliefs are supportive, you become a match for abundance. You notice synchronicities happening around you. You meet people at the perfect moment. You receive unexpected opportunities. Doors open without effort. You feel inspired rather than pressured. This is the beauty of alignment. It brings everything to you in ways that feel natural, harmonious, and divinely orchestrated. Alignment is not passive. It is not about sitting still and hoping for the best. It is about acting from the right state of being. When you are aligned, you move with purpose, clarity, and openness. You listen to your inner guidance. You take steps that feel intuitively right. You follow the small nudges that lead to big breakthroughs. These actions carry a different energy, one that attracts overflow rather than repels it. A divine overflow arrives when your internal frequency rises to meet the reality you desire. When you believe deeply that good things are meant for you, you stop doubting every blessing. When you trust your path, you stop resisting divine timing. When you feel worthy, you stop blocking the abundance trying to reach you. The universe responds not to your struggle, but to your alignment. What you desire is not far away. It is not waiting for you to work harder, push more, prove yourself. It is waiting for you to open the door through alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions are in harmony, the overflow begins. It comes quietly at first, a sign, a shift, a moment of clarity. Then it expands into opportunities, breakthroughs, love, prosperity, and peace that feel almost effortless. Alignment is the path. Overflow is the result. And when you step into that harmony, you discover that everything you seek has always been waiting for you to match its frequency.